afternoon and welcome to News Desk. My name is Fathia Mohammed Noor. Now, Requiem Mass for freedom fighter Field Marshal Muthoni Kirima is being held at Kinunga Stadium before she is finally moved to her final resting place at Ihwa village in Nyeri County. Muthoni, who served as the late freedom fighter Dedan Kimathi's personal assistant in the struggle for liberation, passed on September 5th, aged 92. She was pronounced dead at a hospital in Pangani, where she was rushed moments after developing health complications. Let's cross over live and listen in.
Well, Fatih, indeed, the Requiem Mass is underway here at Kinunga Stadium in Tetu constituency in Nyeri County, and right now as we speak, the Mass is underway. Someone is on, and among the dignitaries that have already arrived here is Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. However, we are also made to understand that Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka will also be landing here any moment from now. And remember, the Requiem Mass of Field Marshal Muthoni Kirima is something that has attracted masses here, and of course many residents have turned up to give their final respect to this freedom fighter. Muthoni Kirima was in the forest fighting for freedom of this nation for close to 11 years, and she was in company of other freedom fighters. We are talking about people like Dedan Kimathi, who died so many years ago. And something to remember about her is that she had some special dreadlocks that she had kept for over 7 decades, and these are dreadlocks that she came to cut in 2022. Of course, they were cut by the former First Lady Mama Ngina Kenyatta, and somewhere around in April, actually, 2022. But right now, I want to speak to some of the ladies who have turned up here for this Requiem Mass. One is, let me start with the curator of Nyeri Museum, actually. You are in charge of Nyeri Museum, and you have been working very closely with these Momo fighters. Perhaps, how would you remember Field Marshal Muthoni Kirima?
We remember Field Marshal because of her diligence. Remember, she was the only woman who was able to stay in the forest until the end. So because of that brevity, I feel that even the rank that she attained of a Field Marshal, and key to know that she's the only one who attained that rank, she will forever be remembered and treasured, not only in Kenya, but the entire world.
And perhaps even as we hold this final Requiem, final Mass for her, what should Kenyans learn from her life?
It's good. She always advocated for peace, love, and unity, and she always said that her baby is the Republic of Kenya. So it's good for us, the citizens of Kenya, to be peace ambassadors, just like she was, and be brave to fight for what belongs to us. Yes.
All right, thank you so much. Let me engage your colleague here. You introduce yourself, and of course, you also interacted with the Field Marshal very closely. Perhaps, what were some of the things that you learned from your interactions with her?
Well, Field Marshal was a very brave lady, a lady who loved peace, a lady who loved to love, and a lady who loved always to be close to her people, and her people is the Kenya. Yes.
And perhaps as we finally send her now to her final place to rest, what should Kenyans emulate from her?
Kenyans should emulate love and passion for this lad, the lad that she fought for 11 years, and she lived in the forest for 11 years, and she always said, let us love one another, let us be at peace always, and she was a peace ambassador. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. Of course, those are just some of the people who have turned up for today's Requiem Mass of the freedom fighter, Field Marshal Muthoni Kirima. And of course, the fact that Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua is in attendance means a lot, because during the campaigns, he was leading the campaign on a platform that he is a son of Mau Mau, and of course, he holds such events very dearly to his heart. And of course, we are also expecting that perhaps he'll be making some of the pronouncements on what the government is intending to do, because we understand that quite a good number of them, of freedom fighters, are living it's not a life that we cannot sum to be so good. So we are expecting to hear from him, of course, what some of the plans that the government has to when you talk about rescuing those the few surviving Mau veterans. Also to speak is that before Field Marshal Muthoni Kirima died, she had made some wishes, and some of the things that she wanted was that the hair that was cut, her hair that was cut in 2022 should be reserved at the Heroes Corner in Kenya National Museums, as well as the cloth that she was wearing in the forest. Remember that she was not using the ordinary clothes, the cotton-made clothes that we use today. For their case, they were using clothes made of hides from animal skins. And of course, those are things that she wanted that they be preserved in memory of her. And of course, just before she died, 1 month before she died, actually in August, President William Ruto was in Nyeri here, and he got an opportunity to meet her, have a conversation, and of course she was glad to meet the president. And as a result, one of the flagship projects here in Nyeri County, initiated by the county government of Nyeri, we are talking about the Nyeri bus terminus, was named after Field Marshal Muthoni Kirima. So those are some of the things that have already been done, of course, just to ensure that her memory does not, that her contribution